What's up, guys? I'm just posting a quick video for anyone interested in purchasing a heavy tin South Bend lathe or a South Bend heavy tin L is this particular model. I need to get rid of it. It's too big for my shop. It's a very big model. It's from what I hear, this is the lathe a lot of gunsmiths like to use. It is very worn out. Unfortunately, the last person who owned it neglected it severely. But I did refurbish it. I put a lot of time in bringing this thing into this state. It was a rusted pile of trash. I do have the taper attachment for this thing and some of the covers and stuff. I believe that's the original motor, but I'm not sure. I ended up putting a very powerful motor in this thing, which is like twice as powerful and as fast as the motor that was in there. It does have the reverse hooked up. I believe this is the inch and 7/8. I can't remember if it's inch and 7/8 or inch and 3/8 chuck. You can put stock inside of this and it can come out the other side, which I thought was pretty cool. I never knew they could do that, which is why gunsmiths supposedly like this particular lathe, I guess. But the only thing about it is my clutch plates. I'm missing a clutch plate. So when you are turning parts, you have to put it on threading mode. I started to make some clutch plates for this thing. I don't know what I've done with them. I have most of them. I'm just missing like one plate. And I believe they're up here someplace buried. Basically, I'm missing one of these and one of the other ones. Somebody took it apart and didn't put it back together. I found some online for 50 bucks. But as I said, I'm interested in selling this and just buying a smaller unit. And this thing, I don't like it because it's just worn out. As someone who knows how to really run a lathe very well may be interested in this though. You may have some parts you want off of it. As I said, I do have the taper attachment and all that stuff. Everything works except for the clutch, as I said. And it is missing a stop here. But everything's been refurbished. All the wicks have been changed. All the lubrication wicks. Everything's been lubed up nice and good. And I got a new belt for it. Got that thing finally. That was a huge pain in the neck. I believe that's a 62.5-inch belt, as I have wrote on there. And you can see I do have oil and everything. It is taken care of, so I don't think I have anything in here because I have no clutch blades. But at any rate, I need to sell it. All I want's $1,000. I don't know if it's worth that. So if you, the ones I've seen, they're wanting $2,000-3,000 for them. I don't believe they're worth that, really. I don't have any way of leveling this thing in my garage. I don't want to build levels. I suppose I should. I mean, no matter what, I'm going to have to level up my lathe. But I just would rather have a smaller unit, like some kind of benchtop unit that could set up on a bench or something. This thing is just too massive. I'm constantly having to move it, which presents a problem. You have to level it. You need to set this thing in one spot and just leave it. I do have the tags and stuff still. They kind of need refurbished, kind of. So I do have all that stuff. And some of the other plates. I've got all the covers for those. The back gear cover is over here. Everything has been painted severely well. I mean, we're talking 5 coats of paint on this thing. I spent probably $1,000 on this thing. The only reason why I'm only asking $1,000 is because it does have some wear in the ways. You can see that ledge right there. But I don't know if a good machinist can work past that. It's possible that he could. I don't know. It doesn't serve you well on center drilling, but you can still line bore with it and all that stuff. And I don't know what this thing's really worth. I come up with the idea of possibly nickel plating some of these parts with Electroless nickel. It's a chemical electroplating process that resurfaces areas very well. I don't know how well that would work on this, however, but nonetheless, this thing does have some wear. So it's kind of sad the person who had it just didn't lube it up the way you're supposed to. These cups were completely dry, but I did repolish the rotor, which is in pretty good shape. It hasn't spun for a while, but I run Royal Purple in this thing. I don't know how bad that is. So I do have all the oils for it that I would give you, some of the tooling. I do have the oil set. The drill bits I will want to keep, but I will give you all these collets that I have. They are rusted a little bit, so I don't know how badly that would affect their usability. I would say it renders them useless. I mean, if this is precision equipment, any rust is going to throw it off maybe, but I don't know. I could be wrong. So I would give you the oils as well. And if you're interested and you want to know more about it, just contact me and let me know. Leave a comment. And if you have any other questions, I would definitely be glad to talk to you about it, because I don't want to sell it, but it's just, it needs new compound slide screws and the whatever it's called, cross feed screw and compound screw. I'm not a machinist, so the nomenclature is new to me too. So I don't know all this stuff, but the guy who had it before me, I think he abused it. And if you think you could do something with this thing and you're interested, I'd sell it for $1,000 and not a dime under that, because I know I've got over $1,000 in refurbishing the thing. I bought the kit that you buy, the WIC kit. That I think I have the package. It comes with a bunch of stuff like this, lubrication wicks, and you see I have some shims there. I did re-shim this thing, the headstock. I want to say it was, I can't remember the specs, but I read a book that shows you how to calibrate this, where you pull on it with 75 pounds of force and you're only supposed to get like 0.7 thousandths of an inch with 65 to 70 pounds or whatever, but it's within spec. This head is, so it should have enough lubrication space, but it is still accurate to the thousandth of an inch. However, as I said, because the ways have been so worn, I don't know what that means. Like I said, a good machinist, that might not matter to him. You might still be able to use this. It does still thread. The compound seems to be okay. However, the lock nuts or half nuts, is that what they call those, are heavily worn. But they do work. So I don't know how much backlash is an issue when it comes to threading. I would assume that it's not that big a deal. I do have the indicator dial somewhere. I just haven't hooked it up yet because I just haven't needed this thing. I'm not just going to get it out and play with it. I'm more of a use it when you need it kind of guy, and then learn how to use it when you're needing it. So hit me up if you're interested. I also left the wiring diagram in here on how to hook this thing up in reverse. Took me an hour of just sitting there scratching my head how to figure that out. It is kind of complicated hooking this thing up, but I figured it out luckily. And yeah, I want $1,000 because, as I said, not only did I put that much into it, but the hours and time I put into it, and I don't know that they're worth any more than that. I really can't see how this thing could be worth more than $1,000 with these ways like that. I know I'm not selling it very hard here, but I'm not a car dealer here. I'm trying to offer an honest trade. I would even take an interesting trade, by the way. If you have something that you think would interest me for a trade, and I do have a lot of weird stuff around here, you know, you never know, you might talk me into it. So that's also on the table. I'm also interested in selling this really nice bandsaw. This stuff's just too big and I don't see myself using it. I'd rather have a smaller one. I would like to get this thing fixed up, but refurbishing things just isn't me. That's just not my gig. I don't like taking the time to fix something up that's just been abused and neglected by somebody. I'd rather just buy a new one and get going with it. I'm more of a user, not a restorer type. So if you would be interested in that also, I don't know what this is worth, but shoot me an offer and I would then research that offer to determine if it's a good deal. I did not get this stuff for free either. So I'm losing my ass at $1,000. Believe it.